remain there, research to do the research. But you have NADs and whatever. All of these are also not necessary. What do we need in agriculture? We need what we call extension workers in the different sub-counties. Try for the people who do agriculture do well. In the ministry, it's the same with the veterinary department and the like.
However, Kasozi says all government agencies have to be streamlined because they are centers of corruption and nepotism.
Look at these departments only, but we should go into the ministries. The ministries themselves need to be merged, and we go to the 16 that the Constitution talks about. Number 2, the RDCs. You find the city of Kampala with 7 of them, 2 ministers. Then there is the Lord Mayor and his team. All those recurrent expenditures are the ones that are making us actually not realize the development I think we think about. Then what else do I see? Presidential advisors. Does he need them? Apparently no. So my stand is therefore, let us close these departments, take them to local ministries, and work as a government together. Let us also reinstate a government, because what I see, there is almost no government. Everybody is doing what he or she wishes.
Although government plans to cut costs and improve efficiency, Bwanika says the biggest problem is that most public money is invested in unproductive ventures.
And sometimes you may find that this infrastructure which you already have is not utilized fully by the ordinary people because they don't have capacity to use the internet. They don't have goods, they don't have businesses, they don't have the marketing. So we need to balance. And I am asking government the easy way to go invest in agriculture so that our people can produce, we can go into the markets, we can get more exports. And that's the way that we are going to grow this economy.
Hope Nyongereza and Ibrahim Kasinga, CTV PM edition.
The leadership of Ntungamo district has been accused of being compromised given their failure to effectively monitor health service delivery and confidently take the necessary action. This was during an evaluation meeting of district leaders and health workers with officials from the State House Health Monitoring Unit. Unit officials spent close to 3 months in the district where they registered high cases of health workers absconding from duty and abuse of office, among other evils.
According to the Deputy Director of the State House Health Monitoring Unit, Julian Nabatanzi, some district leaders and medical workers in Ntungamo district behave with impunity because most of them claim to be related to the President Museveni and his wife Janet. She says the District Rewards and Sanctions Committee is stuck with 20 cases of indiscipline because the implicated health workers claim to be untouchable.
We are hearing a lot of political interference and intimidation. As we know, the first family, this is their origin, so people hide in that. To abscond from duty, to abuse office, to misuse resources, and to do all manner of unacceptable things as leaders and as people who should provide a stewardship for the district. So we think that that has also been a very big contribution to what is happening in the health sector.
Nabatanzi says that during their visit to various health centers, they found medical health workers in Ntungamo absent from public health centers. She says most of them were at their private clinics, which practice hinders health service delivery. Nabatanzi says an incident of maternal death was recorded on 7th October at Itojo Hospital because the medical officer was absent.
We had a maternal death that happened in October 7 in Itojo Hospital because the medical officer was absent. And so the lady was attended too late and she died in theatre because of delay to perform the emergency cesarean section. And we find that most of these medical officers have private clinics where they spend time. We have visited them and we have found them in their facilities.
Ntungamo Resident District Commissioner Geoffrey Muchunguzi says he will deal with corrupt health workers in the district.
The President recently told us that RDCs who cannot fight corruption, that they should go back home. And I'm not among those. I want to stay here for something. Since I'm not ready to go, be sure we shall arrest every criminal. If you are not, simply come to the team, introduce yourself, address the issues. The intervention is normal.
Nasa Muchibi, the Chief Administrative Officer, says the district has about 4 health centers that need more health workers before the end of the current financial year.
We also have new health facilities that are almost getting completed. We have Ruoho, we have Buhenama, we have Keina, Kafunjo. They have been upgraded and now they need new staff.
The State House Health Monitoring Unit has been in the district for 3 months investigating expenditure of shillings 3 billion in the health sector. The team uncovered cases of corruption, absenteeism, ghost workers on the payroll, illegal payment of allowances to medical workers, among other issues.
In the education sector, Kasese District Education Department leaders plan to close Chenyange Muslim Primary School after failing to attract learners. The District Education Officer, George Mayinja, says the government cannot continue facilitating the school, which has no pupils.
Mayinja says the school, which is located in Karusandala sub-county, has only 5 pupils with 11 teachers on government payroll.
I am going there, I'm going to compile the information and write to the cow and say, now, Bwana Cow, this is how I'm proposing to redistribute the teachers for the remaining of the term. And I'm also recommending that they will not get their UP grant because the children, as the beneficiaries, are not there.
However, Twaha Kalifani Juma, the school management committee chairperson, faults the education department for the current situation at the once powerful school.
District. Byakwata head teacher eyali Kenyange bayitanga kobwemi Christophe. Nibamujje Kenyange nibamuteeka e Kasandara Primary School. Nga bonna gamuliraano kati abaana bonna abaali baagala k'obwemi olw'okula yali busajja omulungi ng'ate abaana bamwagala bonna abaana n'okola ki ne bagenda nga bamugoberedde.
The deputy head teacher Faisal Muhindo says they have only 2 pupils in primary 1, 2 learners in primary 2 and only 1 in primary 3. We found only 1 P3 pupil being attended to by Muhindo.
We had the conflicts between the chairman management and the staff. Therefore, this chairman convinced the parents to take their children because in the first term we had 58 children, second term we remained with only 8.
Muhindo says the majority of teachers have been demoralized, although they still receive their monthly stipend.
So we are having 11 teachers, including the head teacher. So attending it is averagely 8, 6 around there. But due to the fact that the children are not there, that's why even some of them get lazy.
The Kasese District Chief Administrative Officer Elias Biamungu says he is surprised how government resources are being spent for no work done at Kenyange Primary School.
And that's the tragedy of Africa, where you have such cases, you count like 1,000 cases in Uganda. I counted the loss at that school. That's about 80 million per year, 70 to 80 million a year. You add the salaries, you add the capitation.
PM Edition returns shortly with more stories after the break.
Do you love me?
Very much.
I'll catch you one day. Pants down.
I want to spoil you. I want you to eat my money.
She believes I'm in love with her guy.
Nico? If I had to live everywhere I'm not loved, where would I end up? The dirty guy hides in the hospital for 40 years, but at night, he walks the streets, commits crimes, and then he comes back and pretends to be alive again.
I
will break you, Spooky. Do not answer any question about roho kwa roho. It's your brain!
Now showing on CTV. Don't blink.
Hits it in the air. Will that be set?
He's done it! What a magnificent performance!
Recharge your day with Sting. Extreme energy, refreshing taste, available countrywide. Sting, live switched on, from the makers of Pepsi.
CTV is now on StarTimes. You can now catch all your favorite programs, our daily comprehensive news bulletins, and so much more on StarTimes channel number 248. Stay tuned for a world of endless possibilities. CTV. Don't blink.
Welcome back to CTV PM Edition with me, Melissa Mboha, and Isaac Luchamuzi on Sign Language. Moving on a daily basis, hundreds of skilled and unskilled Ugandans leave Uganda in search of jobs. Of late, the United Arab Emirates is the major destination for most Ugandans. However, given the rising cases of Ugandans whose rights have been abused in some of these countries, some educationists believe if the mindsets of Ugandans changes to appreciate vocational training and skilling, unemployment will reduce. Take a look.
The move, according to experts, would produce more skilled Ugandans who are able to set up their own jobs. In 2018, Goreti Muzati finished school with a bachelor's degree in information and library science at Chambogo University. For 2 years, she searched for a white-collar job with no success. She set up an income-generating venture that also failed. She decided to enroll for a vocational course.
I really couldn't stand anymore. My parents had already pushed me out of their home. Not that they chased me, but I was big enough to sustain myself. So I went on and got married. When I got married, my husband supported me. He put me a business. I started a business, but things didn't work out. I pushed business for 2 years, and when the economy hit hard, I had to leave business.
Mzati says that before joining a vocational school, she had failed to make anything out of her degree.
I searched for jobs. I have searched for jobs. 5 years down the road, I drop application, online applications. I reach to offices. You reach a company and the boss will tell you, you know what, little girl, give me what I want so that you can get what you want. Life was hard.
Today, Muzati was awarded a certificate in fashion design from Mabas Cities Foundation at Nakawa Banda Kasenyi Zone in one of the biggest slums in Nakawa Division, Kampala. Mbuyukwe South Member of Parliament, Dr. Lululu Mebaiga says, skilling young people, especially women, is the best approach for Uganda towards development.
The skill will not give you money until you put it in practice and you get market out of that product. And that is how they are going to make money. We want now to tailor them towards making money out of this skill. And that is the most important thing. They ought to know that when you have a skill and you have something to put to the market, then you can make much more money than any politician that you have ever heard about.
Our society is afflicted with many problems, one of which is the issue of poverty. Poverty because there is no employment. And the poverty has resulted into a number of problems. One of them is domestic violence, because when the young lady asks the husband for food, for clothes, for fees for their children, What the husband can give, because it's what he has, is either a slap or a blow.
The founder of Mabas Cities Foundation, James Chibiriga, says girls need to change their mindset to know that they need to work.
Looking at the area where we are operating, it's a slum. It's a slum. So we are changing their minds to appreciate that even from a slum, you can go and become a responsible citizen. You can go and change your country. You can go and speak your mind.
People here are very poor. They cannot afford a meal. We have got mothers who are still young ones. Actually, we have got youth below the age of 18 years, as far as 16 years, 15 years, who are parents.
Chris Semakula and Sharon Twebaze, CTV PM Edition.
In our regional news, Kenyan soldiers landed in the city of Goma in eastern DRC on Saturday. They were greeted by local dignitaries and Congolese forces in the region. The conflict in eastern DRC has kept away tourists. The fighting has also scared away, killed and maimed mountain gorillas, Virunga National Park's most important attraction.
The arrival of Kenyan troops come as the M23 rebel group has surged across the Democratic Republic of Congo's North Kivu province, capturing swathes of territory and inflaming tensions in the Great Lakes region. The instructions of the heads of state, but also the concepts, are very clear. The Friends of Kenya are here on a purely offensive mission. Spokesman for the Congolese army in North Kivu, Colonel Guillaume Njile, said. The deployment of Kenyan soldiers comes after Kenya's parliament approved the dispatch of just over 900 troops to the DRC. The creation of a joint military force was suggested by leaders of the East African community back in June. The commander of the unit deployed in DRC, Lieutenant Colonel Obiero Dennis, detailed the objective of the troops. We have a mandate to fulfill, and it has 4 parts, he told the reporters. The first is to work together with our colleagues in the FARDC, Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, to eradicate the negative forces. And the second is to work with the humanitarian community to assist the internally displaced, he concluded. The UN's humanitarian agency estimates that recent fighting in North Kivu has displaced over 180,000 people. The regional force will be under Kenyan command. Its total size, however, remains unclear. On International Gorilla Day, a local conservation group took its message to teenagers living near the Virunga National Park. Fighting between the M23 and government forces has denied rangers access to a key habitat for the gorillas, leaving them unprotected. Alain Mukiranya is the head of Gorilla Ambassadors. The choice was made for the children because they are the future managers of this heritage that we are conserving. They are the ones who will benefit from these ecosystems that we are protecting. To protect the gorillas, I'm going to raise awareness among my entourage. Tell them that it is forbidden to hunt gorillas and other animals in the park, that it is also forbidden to cut down trees, says the young Munyampa Mira Gailen, student at Kalangala Institute in Chibumba. International Gorilla Day is celebrated every September 24th. Congo's endangered mountain gorillas continue to be threatened by poaching, deforestation, and even war.
On the international scene, there have been fresh celebrations in Ukraine following Russia's withdrawal from Kherson on Friday, the only regional capital taken since the war began. The U.S. says Ukraine achieved an extraordinary victory after its military forces regained control of the key southern city following a total Russian withdrawal. The UK's Defense Secretary Ben Wallace says Russia's retreat from Kherson marks another strategic failure for Moscow. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says they are winning the battles on the ground, but the war continues. Russia still occupies the east of the region, which Moscow claims to have annexed. Now there are concerns that Russia could ramp up attacks on Ukraine following their withdrawal from the southern city of Kherson. In recent times, Russia has made retaliatory attacks on cities, including the capital Kyiv, following Ukrainian gains on the battlefield. We return shortly with more news from the world of sports. Welcome back to CTV PM Edition with me, Melissa Mboha, and Isaac Luchamuzi on Sign Language. In the world of sports, Uganda's under-20 men's national football team, the Hippos, have returned home today after defending the CECAFA under-20 AFCON zonal qualifiers. Uganda came from a goal down to overcome South Sudan 2-1 in a hotly contested final at the Al Hilal Stadium in Sudan. Head coach Jackson Mayanja reveals what's next after retaining their crown.
يمر الكرة بينية، تحويل الكرة على الجهة اليمين، عرضية والراسية والتصويبة.
The tournament is good. The tournament has been very good and very competitive, very competitive. I think more than last year, because people didn't know what had happened before, so they were very prepared. They brought so many. I think some of the nations brought some players, who are playing the Premier League, most of them. And it was very competitive, like a team like today, like South Sudan. You people listen like South Sudan have been dominating some of the Ugandan engagements. Whenever the senior team were taken out, beaten by South Sudan. South Sudan has been very stubborn with Uganda, but I thank God today that we broke them down and we beat them. The assessment is not bad, and the only problem that it was very competitive and it was very organized. And we are trying. I think the boys had a very good tournament, very disciplined tactically on the pitch and even off the pitch. Boys were listening, and I thank also my technical staff for being so much together with me. Unity, determination, and commitment really gave us this cup.
Ivan Toney responded to being overlooked for England's World Cup squad by delivering a match-winning 2-goal performance in Brentford's thoroughly deserved Premier League win at Manchester City. In other games, Bournemouth were 3-0 winners over Everton, Liverpool beat Southampton 3-1, Nottingham Forest were 1-0 against Crystal Palace, while Tottenham defeated Leeds 4-3 and West Ham were defeated by Leicester City 2-0. Table leaders Arsenal play Wolves at 10:45 p.m.